everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW.
These ones will beat you.
That's right, folks. Big news flash. Oh my God! VSW. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're with another episode of VSW Podcast. And tonight, we're talking chaotic wrestling. We got John Luca with me on the mic. We're giving Disablewolf a call right now.
And we're going to talk Ghostbusters last.
Yeah, we will talk Ghostbusters Afterlife, all sorts of things. It could be a great night here.
Play with my Ghostbusters toys having through the podcast. And final countdown, we're going to play with them in here while we're doing the podcast.
That will be great. I think the fans will love that. I said we got a very special guest tonight, the John Luca.
And we'll start with the game. And get ready. And we're just going to do the podcast right now.
Sir, both here.
Now we got everybody here. We got Disablewolf on the mic. We got John Luca here. We're talking chaotic wrestling.
Now we're talking smash, talking pass, talking man.
No more trash talking and moonwalking tonight, my friend. You know how the wrestling Twitter will have a meltdown when you start with that.
Yeah, but I'm going to do that all right.
Again.
We'll start the meltdown going, baby.
Hell yeah. And you know, tonight we're going to talk all charged
I'm
up.
going to be all charged up like Mighty
Charge.
I can't wait.
I'm going to play some Ghostbusters games. They're going to be great. I can't wait. I'm going to pee my pants.
Really, you're that excited for chaotic wrestling?
Like Billy Madison said, you're only cool if you pee your pants.
You know, I have to tell you, I think we might have Chaotic's youngest fan on air today, sitting at 3.5 years old, talking chaotic wrestling. That excited to go to the next show.
Next one got fire. You're talking talking.
Yeah, there'll be tons of trash talking. The unit will be there.
Big time, buddy.
Yeah, fire will be down.
Yes.
And there'll be more watching.
Oh, yes.
It'll be crazy, guys.
It really will. We can't wait. We're going to be there covering it, all the action. We will. Now, as I was told to say, well, you have the card.
Absolutely. Hold on one second while I get it out. I was actually just listening to an interview on Queen of the Podcast from former Chaotic owner of the Pro Wrestling Academy, Monty, represent VSW, saying hi, Chase. Talked about a little bit about the history of the school, how great it is and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, Chase was the former owner taking over from Brian Fury right during the pandemic era of things. And, you know, I think he did a great job with it. He took Chaotic to new heights. And I'm really actually excited to now see what JT Dunn can actually do with it.
Yeah, I learned about the unit is everyone has their own water bottle preference. I learned that from the podcast.
Well, that's good to know. Chase should know about my water bottle preference too. Well, I have a preference too, you know, when I go to these shows. I know you have a preference too. Maybe you should have him bring you some of that popcorn, and he can bring me a ginger ale.
That'd make me happy. There's no friendlies down the street from the venue anymore that get me an ice cream, so that would be the closest thing if he could do that.
Yeah, it would be.
So this is a stacked card. We are on the road to Cold Fury, an event that hasn't happened in a few years.
Yes, it hasn't. It's been, you know, with the pandemic and everything else going on in professional wrestling, you know, it kind of took a hiatus. Now, last year we did obviously got a lot more shows than the year 2020, but we still were missing Cold Fury. We're on that road right now. And there's just so much to look forward to. There's just so much to look forward to here.
On
Hey,
we have
chill out.
vacation. We weren't able to get America.
Daddy,
Yeah.
you help. No.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab a lot.
My
And
kid
now,
is a Grand Theft Auto enthusiast. He loves this game. Ever since they came out with the remastered version for Xbox One, he's just been all over this. Especially number 3, San Andreas there. He loves it.
Even
don't say that.
if that's 15, that's the one coming out tomorrow.
No, not yet. 6 is not coming out yet.
No,
But they are talking about it.
21's coming out yet.
21?
Yeah.
I wish.
It's coming out. It's coming out your birthday.
Oh, well, that will be a great birthday for me.
No,
So, now I was watching
the
something
birthday,
about
then you put that
Chaotic. I
birthday.
saw Brad Cashew picking a tag team partner, somebody that we love.
Oh, really? He did.
I saw a video with him and Ricky Smokes.
I kind of knew that was gonna happen. We'll talk about that first.
And I
So,
have to say, I told him, I wrote a message to him and said, maybe you should drag Ricky to Maine with you because he has a mystery partner up there too coming up.
absolutely. And before we go into this, what led to this was a pandemonium. Brad Cashew had a fantastic showing in the main event. Ever since he lost that chaotic New England championship to the Smoke Show, Ricky Smoke, he really wanted to kick people's head off. He had a great
Yep, take it.
down at him and Dave thought there was two. Then new chaotic owner of operations, JT Dunn, felt like he could insert himself into the main event, and he felt really robbed of being the chaotic champion. So in backstage, he led to, and he wanted JT Dunn for the title, but he wanted to give him a shot at the tag team titles if he could pick a partner. And former owner Chase Del Monte was caught dragging bottles, and he wanted Brad Cashew on him to be his partner, but he wasn't sure that was able to happen.
Well, yeah. Though it's been just a wild ride. I just want to say, and chaotic as a whole. From what we saw all year round. We saw Brad Cashew capture that belt, and we saw him lose the belt. And what a year for him! What a year for all of these people that have merged. All these I guess students you call them. They've emerged out of New England Pro Academy and have just been putting on bangers across New England, not just in one promotion, but several promotions.
Absolutely, Versace. There was a lot of great things happening chaotic in 2020. Well, before you called me, Chase, about the Panoptic title and how I love the idea of the Panoptic title. Not only I'm not trying to get political or anything. I love how they bring up awareness for the LGBT community.
It does that. It also makes it very. Everybody can have a chance at this belt. It's not just for one person or
Like the
anything.
New
Anybody can has challenged it. Anthony Green challenged for it. Um, you had a lot of people challenging for it. It was Aaron Rourke who did end up taking it off of Becca. As you remember, Becca had won the women's title from Ava Everett, lost the title to Higher
demonic
Society.
chaos.
They kind of changed the title a little bit. And then when Becca won that women's title, they changed it to the Transpanoptic title.
Yeah, it's great because not only does it promote awareness in the community, it also promotes like them in the New England Championship. It's like what the U.S. and Intercontinental title is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Like I feel like they have the best mid card titles in all of New England, perhaps the whole country.
Exactly. They really do. And I can't stress it enough how exciting this is going to be. And like you said, on the road to Cold Fusion.
And the
Fury.
Fury.
And the Ghostbusters.
Not the Ghostbusters. Buzzes.
We're gonna play
Maybe the
that
unit got
game.
rid of all the ghosts.
Potentially, they might have.
Well, Mike
Look,
Vernon
there's
and
a
AC
Mothman over
Baby
here.
aren't scheduled on the show so
Hey,
far. Maybe they'll be keeping the fans safe from the ghost all
I
charged keep the building all charged up.
So let's talk about this. I mean, we got some headliners in there. We got a very controversial Flip Gordon jumping in here.
yeah.
You know, as I was made to light today, he said some wild things on social media a couple of years ago or a year ago. I don't even know when it was, but I mean,
Because he doesn't have his Twitter anymore.
he has no Twitter, no, but this was on his this came from his Instagram. It was made light by another fan of professional wrestling, somebody we see all the time. I'm not going to throw names out there. I don't want to get into all that. But it was from the Flip Gordon, and basically it stated public notice COVID 19 is a fraud. COVID 19 is not killing people. Weak immune systems and bad doctors are. The tests are rigged. The death count is false. Masks are useless. Hand sanitizer is toxic. Vaccines are poison. And the government and media are lying. And this is what he posts. And you know, it's one thing to be a conspiracy theorist. It's one thing to have these conspiracies and wear your tin hat. And, you know, you can think whatever you want about this pandemic. There's people that are, you know, afraid of it. There's people that aren't. There's people that believe in it. There's people that don't. I get it. And that happens everywhere. But when you're in any kind of power of influence or personal, that people are following you, looking at you, watching you, do a favor for yourself. Just stay facts. Don't be telling people this. This is not a public notice. This is not something that the government put out. This is something that was handwritten, and basically, you know, it's all just kind of fluff. It's stuff that's been said since the beginning of 2020. It's been said even 10 years ago. You know, these are the stuff that conspiracies have started of. The government and media align. That's the first thing that, you know, that starts everything. That's what puts everything in motion. Now, I personally got sick with COVID 19. It was pretty nasty. I don't really want it again. I know people that are sick with it now. I feel bad for them. They're having trouble keeping fluids down and hydration issues. Yes, you had it too. I don't want
Yeah,
you to get sick again. You know, I know Disabled Wolf got it. We don't want to get sick again. I'm not going to pick one side or the other, but I'm just saying something like this, kind of uncalled for in the professional wrestling world. Leave your personal beliefs to yourself in this matter. Or, you know, make a separate account that doesn't use your wrestling name, uses your shoot name, and this way it's not the wrestling character spitting this bullshit out to the wrestling world. That's just my opinion on it. I know people are going to give me shit over it, but that's how I feel. But moving on, we do have him scheduled to compete here, as well as Ace Austin.
absolutely. And while we talk about the mass, we had Ace Austin have a great match in Haunting in Tewksbury with Brad Cashew for that New England Championship. It was amazing.
Yes,
It really was amazing that they brought him in because JT Dunn put an open challenge for it, just like they had someone pick.
it's true though. It's true, and you know, like I said, I really can't wait for all this to be, you know, just happen. These matches are just, you know, phenomenal here. I mean, let's jump into them. Let's talk about this card for, you know.
We're talking about this skunk. Then let's get going.
You
Absolutely.
tell him, Lucado.
We'll
And let's
talk
get
about
podcasting.
Right?
we're talking about the tag match between Danny Miles and Trigger the
I mean,
OG.
obviously, we don't know we don't know the actual lineup, right?
Yeah, I know most of the lineup. Who knows
No,
if
no,
it?
I mean like we don't know the order lineup though.
No, absolutely not.
No, you didn't get no insider knowledge of that, correct?
Nope.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you pull it out, and you end up, you know, we end up doing this in the right order.
We do that on recaps.
Yeah, I've seen you pull it even on previews.
Yeah, maybe I have psychic wolf powers.
It is sometimes, you know, your willpower's kick in.
But breaking news, folks, I don't mean to interrupt you, Versace. Beyond Wrestling has announced another show in the Boston area, in Somerville. We get to on March 13th, Versace. And guess who's going to make an appearance?
Who?
One member of the inner circle of Pride and Powerful, Ortiz.
Really?
Yeah, I
That is
just got my
gonna be
Sammy figure
amazing.
signed. We could get another figure signed.
We could get all of our figures signed.
And unfortunately, we've had bad luck when it comes to big Beyond events.
Well, we maybe we'll be able to pull this one off April 13th, you say?
March 13th.
March 13th. Why do I
Day
feel like
after the
that's
Hardys come
already a
to Webster.
doomed date?
What's that?
But it is a Sunday, so anything is possible.
And the coffee.
But we'll have to check it out. I mean, I think that might just be one more show in March to hit. So wait a minute, wait a minute.
Daddy.
The 13th, isn't that? Well, we got the return. When's NCW returning?
That's the 5th.
Well, that's
No,
March.
the 4th.
That's the week before. So fourth,
Yes.
fifth, sixth we have wrestling, and now we go back and we have wrestling on the 13th.
And the 12th, you got the Hardys return.
Yes, so you got one hell of a weekend,
Hot. Look hot.
a whole month almost of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll have to get on that and get tickets to all these
And that
great
doesn't
shows.
include Cold Fury.
That's what I'm saying. We'll have to get tickets to all these great shows so we can capture all the great footage and, get into it. We haven't really gone to a Beyond show in a while. We've had some bad luck, weather luck, wedding luck, other shit happened.
COVID luck. I almost got exposed 5 different times during Wrestleville, so.
Yeah, I mean, we had all sorts of issues, but hopefully we can get to the next one. That's pretty cool. Ortiz, is a local legend around here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And after, stay tuned, folks. I'm sorry for breaking off topic for Chaotic, but after our presentation of Chaotic Charged Up preview, we will talk about who we think's gonna be entering the Forbidden Door in AEW.
Oh
So you
yeah,
want to
they are
stay
going to be
on?
taking somebody that, this is going to be something monumental. And I don't know, I have my idea who I think it is, and it would be the most forbidden door ever, but I could be wrong. Sometimes we're right on these, sometimes we're wrong on these guesses. We've been right a couple times, though, on some of
You'll
our
have to find
predictions.
out right after this if you want Versace's answer.
Exactly. But
But
back
like
to
that,
this chaotic show. So let's go. We're talking the tag team match.
yes. So we got Brad Cashew and the partner of his choosing. I
Which
want to talk about the
Well,
video
they
I've
just,
watched.
like I said, they announced about an hour ago. They showed the video. It's gonna be Ricky Smokes. That's the
Hell yeah.
partner.
Hell yeah. He is the smoke shows a draw. And I also met his doppelganger and counterpart Sammy Guevara this weekend.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'll talk a
You
little
can
bit.
hear about all of that great and wonderful meet and greet on this week's shooting the shit we did last night. We really got into depth of how good of a meet and greet that actually was with Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara down at Heroes Hideout. And, we really delved into it because we've had some pretty bad meet and greet experiences. And speaking of that, that's gonna just reinnovate the Beyond thing. Is you got to bring your figures. At IWTV we got lucky with the Orange Cassidy.
Absolutely, Versace and everything and everything we are lucky. I am very excited for this smoke show partnership. So what started this is Chaotic released a video when Chase, I guess, wasn't in school, So at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, Ricky won that tryout to see who he can get a partner for charged up. And there were kids, all kinds of botches and everything. One person that didn't botch and did it right was named Chris Lodgen. So Brad Cashew offered him the deal of a lifetime to be his tag team partner to get some gold. And then he said, I would take the pledge. And he had the signs. And then Ricky Smokes and Brad Cashew decided to super kick him.
Yeah. And that's basically how it all unfolded.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm just seeing something that just popped up actually in my news feed. From Heroes Hideout actually. You might find this kind of interesting. You might definitely find this kind of interesting. They posted something here. It says 3 hours ago. AEW boxes live. Please note that as specified in the description, some products have minor damage. AEW mystery box available 2/7 at 6 p.m. Shipping Thursday 2/10. Guaranteed. One signed Chris Jericho or Cody Rhodes figure. One signed Cash Wheeler, Luchasaurus, Dax Hardwood, Nyla. Now, AEW figures, and mind you, Jericho and Cody were not involved in those, are $100 each by themselves. Now, a Cody Rhodes or a Jericho figure is worth much more than $100. We all know that. Then you're going to get either the Cash Wheel, the Luchasaurus, the Dax, the Nyla Rose, or the Ty Conti figure. And then you get the 3 8x10 custom signed prints. That's an amazing deal.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a deal of a lifetime right there. That mystery box. And then
Oh,
all comes with a JSA certification. So, I mean, they're all, they come with the certification of signed authenticity. And they will customize I guess they custom sign prints. So, I mean, I'm looking at the figures kind of right now. That's a really good deal because, like I said, AEW by itself is 100. Imagine getting that Jericho. Imagine it is the actual Jericho Chase figure because that could be it. Imagine you got the Jericho Chase figure signed.
oh, I know it.
Sorry, I just couldn't help talk about that. And more events coming. April 10th, Tony Storm will be there in the
Ooh.
Albany, New York hideout.
Oh, this place. We gotta pay that guy a visit. I gotta take in and meet that guy
Yeah,
for a
you gotta
second.
bring me on my next day off. You have to. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted here on their page. I'm actually seeing video of the meet and greet.
Know how hard it's been to get an AEW sign. Never mind AEW people getting booked at indie promotions
I
too.
wonder if you're in this video. I'm watching this video now on YouTube. I mean, Facebook here. I think you are in line there. Interesting, interesting. But let's stay back on. We're getting so off topic tonight, Wolf.
I like to apologize to the unit.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What's going on right here? Got an issue here.
Hi. What did this happen? What issue?
Oh no, it's working. We were having a minor technical issue. I tried something new today in the podcast stream to put out a poll right then and there asking who the better owner is, Chase or JT Dunn. And for some reason, this is acting kind of weird. It keeps popping up at random times.
Can't blame
Okay,
it.
so you got the tag match.
Absolutely. And so if it's Smokes and Cashew versus I think you're gonna see Smokes turn face and Chaotic then.
Or Cashew turn heel.
Could, if you pay attention to Limitless,
Dad,
may not like
let
them.
me get
The
Oh,
other
like I can make a video out of this. I
Yeah.
can make a video out of this all of this blanket.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, like I said, I mean, it could be just because of that Maine fact. I mean, he's gonna need a partner in Maine, someone he can
hey,
trust to fight those two local Maine guys. As you know, two you're gonna have Fandango there. You know, he's going against Fandango and tag team partner there, two local Maine guys. You got it's just gonna be a
This
crazy
can't
time.
be a trap game for Brad Castro. I know he wants JT done. He wants the title, and he wants to beat Dango up in Maine. But Danny Miles is very underrated. Him and JT Dunn put on an excellent clinic against the ringleader Midas and Jay Line, the main event in our hometown a few weeks ago. Filling in
Oh, I
and
mean, you can listen. You cannot underestimate the unit by any means. JT Dunn, Danny Miles, they are unbelievable. And
he
like I
has an
said,
amazing
it's
MMA
gonna be an
background.
uphill battle. As good as Ricky Smokes and Cashew are, they're fighting, someone even better. They have a chance to pull it off. I'm not gonna say it's a dead end scenario here, but they're gonna have to really work it, and they're gonna have to work out their differences. They're gonna have to work as a team. Forget about the past. Forget about who won the title. Forget about all that. Forget about all that shit. Put it all away. Right now, these two need to work as a single working tag team because the unit is gonna does that. That's why they are the unit. They work as one. You know, and like this. If you ever watched Star Trek, the Borg, there was this like cyber half humanoid kind of race, and they all interacted as one unit. And resistance was futile because they acted that way. And it's the same with the unit. They're all just one, and there really is no fighting them. There's no, you kind of almost just have to take the pledge and join them. I've seen their presence all the way even at, day 91. There were fans in the front row of Beyond with Take the Pledge shirts on. Those great purple shirts the one I bought the last show for the unit. And that's extending, it's extending into promotions because as you know, JT Dunn nor any of the unit members were even there.
Oh, I know it.
So I mean, like I said, it extends deep in the wrestling culture. The unit is, like the DX of our time here, really, or the NWO of our time. Who's going to join next? Who's going to take the pledge next?
Oh yeah, but the Shield was just 3 members though.
The Shield, I don't really. That's kiddie shit. I mean, if you want to play superheroes, you might as well watch Disney Plus. But if you want to talk good, hardcore wrestling stables, you got to either go back a little bit. You could go back. Evolution was a good stable too, and that's kind of like them too. You could consider them kind of like Evolution. You have your veterans like AC Romero and JT Dunn, and you got kind of your newer guys coming up. So you can look at it that way too. But they're definitely better than the Shield.
Absolutely, for
Even
sure.
Rollins will tell you that.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to, and don't underestimate Trigger the OG. Had a great match against Flip Gordon last show, and he wants to redeem himself and make his boss proud.
Yeah, he did.
Backwards Moon. So I'm excited for this match. Who do you think's gonna pull this off?
I think the unit's gonna continue their dominant streak.
That's what I think too. That something will happen. I think there'll be a mishap between Smokes and Cashew, and the unit will take the victory and retain the gold. And are you ready to move on, Versace?
I am. I was just saying, it's kind of funny. I mentioned her name last night, and today she's trending. But Lacey Evans, trending here, could be a mystery person and some mystery entrant in the Elimination Chamber.
Huh.
That's coming up too on February 19th.
Ooh. But anyways, the next match we're gonna have is the man you just talked about earlier, Flip Gordon, taking on the Israeli superstar and technically the former quarterback of the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals, Andy Dalton. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Gail Barkay with that Paris Van Dale.
Yes, Paris Van Dale's new pet project. She ditched Armani Chaos and she brought in
Destroyed
Andy.
higher
She
society.
brought in Andy Dalton.
At least that's what the he's already over, kid. Sorry, Gail. You're already over, buddy. So you have a great career. He's moved from Israel to get a fresh start in Massachusetts. And you could technically say that he maybe spent time in he's currently in Chicago, Andy Dalton backing up Justin Fields and the Pats were either gonna get him or we have Mac Jones, which I'm happy with. But I can talk about that in a Wolfcast. This is chaotic. But the fans really thinks he looks just like Andy Dalton. And they were when Paris Van Deel faced Alicia Edwards when he interfered, the chaotic crowd really started not to like Gale and they called him that.
Well, yeah, I know. He had his hands over his head, and it was,
Absolutely.
but I'm
But I
surprised.
did see Gale in Lucky Pro and NCW. He faced Anthony Green's homecoming. He looked really good, even though he took the loss.
Yes, he did. And speaking of all that, I don't know if he was at that show, but I see Cut Loose is on tonight.
Yes, you can relive all of that. It was a great show, Versace. Get a chance to watch it. Watch it after we do our podcast tonight.
I might even be watching it right now. You know me, I'm always multitasking here, Wolf.
Yeah, the VSW, you kind of gotta learn to live with that.
Well, unfortunately, there's only two people because a lot of people just can't handle the workload that we have to do on a daily basis. So you got two of us doing the work at five or six people, seven people even, and then you got other people getting involved and trying to, just flutter the day up with other flutter. Basically, a bunch of bullshit come flooding in, as you saw in
Yeah,
the
we
last
are
couple
not
of hours. But I've
promoters. In
I've
case
learned
you
now how
listen,
to get rid of all this. Just get off of the
good.
Facebook, shut down Facebook for a little bit, and get off of there and just keep doing what you gotta do because you can't entertain all these people all the time. And I
And
guess it's
these
tag team time match, okay? Aver Everett, and speaking of it, Ricky Smokes versus Dirty Dango and Davey Ann. And see, that's another reason why I'm thinking Ricky Smokes, he has a little problem with Dirty Dango. Dirty Dango has a
and
problem with
Ava's
Brad
in
Cashew.
and Ava's gonna be in Europe for a tour. She's getting some exposure there, so there'll be no art in Maine. So
So
you
that's what
could
I'm
be right.
saying. Ricky Smokes could be coming in with Brad Cashew for this one. It's just my guess, just my guess. I could be wrong. There could be somebody else totally that Randy Carver's bringing in, but I just kind of think. But back to this. The match that we're talking about here. So you got Gale, and who's he fighting again?
Flip Gordon.
Oh, so it is Gale versus Flip.
And
I,
JT Dunn just signed up Flip Gordon a few weeks ago to be in Chaotic full time. So we'll
I'm
be
kind
seeing
of
a
just
lot of.
I get a little confused with the chaotic because they've announced three shows, and some of them and one of the shows previous has been pushed. So some of the matches from that New Hampshire show are still in my head.
Yeah, but who knows if they're going to happen or not.
Well, they might change that show. Yeah, exactly. The match is on there, but you have Gale versus Flip, which is a big match for Gale. I'm waiting for the Gale versus Amani Chaos. That's gonna be the match I want to see. We saw him enter last time and beat him down, and the fans just went wild for Armani.
Oh,
Something
big.
that they never have really done. They've always booed him.
But I think Mane's going to do really good as a singles run.
Oh, I hope so, because he's a really, really talented wrestler. I've followed
Harrison,
him for a few years now, ever since I saw him in that NCW 2020, season opener, and I've kind of followed him. I've watched him wrestle. I watched him on the road. I've watched him on, NCW. We've seen him in Chaotic. We've seen him, in other places, and this kid is just, he has it. And he's now showing that he doesn't need a tag partner or, whatever Paris was to him. Because sometimes they would just have 2-on-1 matches, and those two would just, be interchangeable. So, but you got Flip Gordon now, like I said, very controversial, but also very talented in the ring. Let's take his personal beliefs and all that crap and throw it out the fucking window for a minute. And let's just talk about how talented he is as a wrestler.
he's amazing. He wrestled in Ring of Honor Versace, started in Chaotic. He wrestles in New in Connecticut or New York.
Ah, the
And
one the promotion that can't be filmed or else you can go to jail. The one that they'll jail you for pulling your phone out. Yeah, I heard about that Nazi camp. No, thank you, sir. But yeah, a lot of people have great success out there. But so he has made it onto the bigger scene, into the TV scene. And I was impressed with him at the Watertown show. He was very acrobatic, gave a great performance.
yeah, very acrobatic, had a nice splash, nice backwards moonsault. He can do it all. His athleticism can crawl forward like he can go without standing. It's really amazing stuff. Very flexible.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be a really good matchup for Gale because Gale's also very athletic. He's chiseled like freaking the statue of David. I mean, he's in such good shape.
He's an
And yeah,
nation.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, this kid's like a god. And not the
Well,
Spanish
let's see
god
how
either.
powerful he is. You know, it's got to sting Andy that the fact that this team not only won a playoff game, they made it all the way to a Super Bowl for a team that hasn't Cincinnati Bengals who hasn't won a playoff game since before I was born, coming into a few weeks ago. And I think Gal's gonna have that on his motivation if we're really going with the Andy Dalton.
Oh, I think so.
Never in my life would I expect to go to a wrestling show in Massachusetts and have a backup NFL quarterback being chanted.
No, and I never would have thought that. That was the last place I would have expected to hear an Andy Dalton chant. I have to say, I was quite humorous considering just of all the places. And you know, I don't even think you get those kind of chants at a football game. But wrestling fans are on a league of their own with their chants. Their
And I feel like the chaotic fans out of all the fans and all the promotions are the most sports based fans. Like you got people that do watch the Pats, the Bruins, the Celtics, the Red Sox. Like I see a lot of Boston sports jerseys and hats at chaotic, you know?
well, yeah, of course. I mean, I think there is going to be an underlining sports in all of professional wrestling, although I do find it to also be kind of like the anti-sport. People that don't like professional sports like football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, they'll be like, well, wrestling, boxing, and MMA, they love it. So sometimes it is the ultimate anti, professional sport, and they prefer these contact sports over these other sports. Wrestling, we don't know. Is it a sport? Is it a sports entertainment? Is it a
It can
TV?
be considered anything,
It
basically.
can be depending. Vince McMahon made some brass decisions back in the day of changing what wrestling was, making it sports entertainment so he could avoid all sorts of rules and regulations under the athletic commissions of the states. As as if in boxing, you have an athletic commission. You got to have all the, you got to your boxers have to be in fighting shape. They have to have doctors' notes to say this. They have to be registered to box. They have to be registered whatever body they're boxing under. WBA, whatever it is. They have, you have to pay officials. Officials have to be paid. There has to be a doctor present. There's also other fees that have to be paid. Tons of fees. A lot of independent wrestling promotions would not be able to run under these conditions. And honestly, a lot of wrestlers wouldn't be compete to fight. Look at RW. Look at the wrestlers that we saw that day. How many of them would pass a physical, for wrestling? Plus, there is the whole other thing about the drug testing and all of that happens with the athletic commission. It's a nightmare. Some states do have it. New York is under an athletics commission. And guess what happens when blood happens? And they shut the match down. I went to an XPW show. I saw a Schlack
Uh,
wrestling in a match. Schlack! This dude's a death match king. And first sign of blood, the athletics commission shuts down the whole damn match. And so,
like the break.
Vince wanted to avoid all that, so he called it sports entertainment. We got away from wrestling being a sport. A lot of fans took that and ran with it, saying, well, wrestling's not a sport. I'm not a sports fan. I'm not a sports fan. I like wrestling. But then you have all the other people that do. They'll be like, football and wrestling go hand in hand. So you're right. I do see Chaotic being, a very sports based promotion where there is people that are Patriots fans. There was even a guy wearing a Bengals shirt, jacket down there. I, I
Absolutely.
swear him wearing that Bengals jacket is what got them to the Super Bowl.
And ironically, the crowd chanted Andy Dalton at Gail Barkay.
Exactly. So, this match, back to it, Gail Barkay and um, Flip Gordon, it's going to be, I think, this could be one of the matches of the night. And I'm going to tell you why. Gail Barkley has a lot to prove. Not just in himself as being a new wrestler, a new talent, but also for Paris Van Dale. She's watching him. Look how easy she dropped Armani. She could drop Gale too if he does not perform at a certain level. He knows this. He's going to perform super high. Flip's on national TV. He's going to perform very high. This is going to be a very showboat match. And honestly, I think with the powers of.
This is a very big match because no one's going to talk about this. The winner of this match, like obviously Gal's just graduated and he's an active person on the Chaotic roster. Whoever wins, I think if Flip Gordon wins, you could see him contend for the Chaotic Heavyweight Championship. If Gal wins, you can see him be on the driver's seat for either the Chaotic New England Championship or the Panoptic Championship. So this is a very big matchup for either of these men.
It is. And like I said, my opinion, I'm going to go with it. I think, the power of Paris Van Dale in Gail's corner. I think Gail is going to pull this victory.
Well, I think Flip Gordon's gonna, after his athleticism and getting that big win over Trigger the OG. If he would have lost, it would have been to a unit member since they run chaotic now. I'm gonna go with Flip Gordon to
There
win
you
this.
go.
And you got Gale. Fair
I
enough.
got Gail.
All right, are you ready to move on, Versace?
I sure am.
This is a matchup between two of our breakout stars, and they've become two of our top 10 or 5 favorite wrestlers on the indie scene. I know it's a very underrated matchup. We missed their main event in the first ever Wrestle Open. They also faced each other at another promotion we weren't able to go. But we finally get to see this match live in person. It is between the prize OG of Alec Price and you ready for me to announce this one?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We all know if you follow Chaotic that the new ownership group is not very fond of this man. And he's a huge lover. Wait for it. Wait for it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Luke Duke.
No way.
JT Dunn's going to give him another chance. If you remember, he was going to have to put his chaotic career on the line with two people of his choice and JT Dunn triggered the OG and Danny Miles in the New Hampshire
in the
show.
New
But
Hampshire show.
yeah, but Love Doug Mother Nature saved his career. And instead, they talked about Tom Brady retiring instead.
So now you have Love Doug back for more action.
Yup, and he and JT Dunn assigned him the prize OG, Alec Price, who had a decent showing in the Pandemonium match.
Oh, this is gonna be an insane match. The Prize City OG, and is one of the best. He's also the reigning Limitless World Champion,
And he got
which
a
eh, which is gonna put this in a positional match. This is actually gonna be a very important matchup, not just for Chaotic, not just for even Limitless, but how about for the VSW standing points? Like, think about this. If Lug Dog pulls this victory off, it just throws his numbers way up there because in our mind he could be number one contender after that. As our point system unravels and we get more into it.
we'll get more into this later. If the Pandemonium really counts as a loss or like a tie, because Price OG is 0-1-0 or 0-0-1, depending on how the fans want to rate those kind of matches. And Love Dog hasn't wrestled in Chaotic because he got thrown out from in our hometown when we first walked in Versace.
Exactly, he was being hauled away. We did not see him. So this will be interesting. And like I said, I
And
think this is a first time matchup. Um, well, I mean, at least publicly, maybe they fought in the dojo or in New England Pro Academy or somewhere behind closed doors somewhere.
yeah,
But for us
Wrestle
fans, this is the first time, and I think they're gonna give it their all. I mean, I can't. I mean, this is almost like something you'd see on like Wrestling Open, maybe even.
it did main event the first ever episode of Wrestle Open
So
with
they
Alex.
have faced each other before.
Well, we get to see this live, and I really love
Oh
both of.
yes, yes, because we missed it in the other promotion, as you were saying. It's the first time that we're getting to see it, not the first time the match is happening.
And this is going to be a quote he loves to use, a banger.
It is gonna be a bang. It's gonna be a 5-star bang. I mean, I can't wait for this. This is gonna be for me probably the match of the night. Actually, two of my favorite superstars going at it. Love Doug always giving it all he's got. You seen what he did to Ava Everett recently with the like egg on her head. He's everywhere and anywhere doing everything. And you got Alec Price just, racking up wins, titles, and everything else in this industry. This is going to be an amazing, amazing match. And, whoever wins is going to deserve this victory.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that, Versace. But this is going to be hard. I do think the prize OG Alec Price is going to pull this off because I think the unit will get in the way. And AC Baby's not scheduled for the show. And he's going to get back at Love Dog. And it could be a 5-on-1 assault. The whole unit could come out and attack Love Dog after the match.
Oh,
Because
yeah. I mean, Love Dog is.
they're going to try to break his heart before his favorite holiday of the year.
I mean, to be honest with you, Love Dog might not even make it into the ring before this match.
Oh yeah! Speaking of that, Versace, if you remember Limitless Vacation Land Cup, the show before, he had everyone sign signatures, and I signed myself to Sable for the first time ever. And they were supposed to face each other in the first round, but his Ava Boo came and attacked them, and this match never get to happen.
No, it would not happen till Wrestling Open, and then that, we didn't get to. But we are getting to this one. And yes, he was blindsided by another one of his, I would say, lovers in the wrestling industry. He's got JT Hun, and he has Ava Boo.
Absolutely. Love Doug has this Mario and Sonic vibes if you really think about it.
He has that Mambo number 5 kind of vibe. He has so many lovers.
Absolutely. His life can easily be a video game.
He could. We should make the Love Doug video game. I need to get on that. You know, they make a Nintendo game maker. We should buy that, make a Love Doug character, and put him in a Mario world filled with unit member Goombas,
And
and
have
just
Ava Boo as a boss.
and have Ava Boo in the castle saying, "Sorry, Love Doug, your love is in another arena."
And he search, and instead of rings or coins, he can have hearts.
Exactly. We should definitely get on that. There is a real program. It's like only 19.99. It's called NES Maker, and it makes your own Nintendo games. All you got to do is just upload the graphics, and it does everything else.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, I hope we don't get the new ownership doesn't get too upset at me, Versace. But there's a rumor that I don't know if it's since the Super Bowl's one day, Valentine's Day's the next day. Valentine's Day itself or the day after could be Love Dug Day.
We are going to make it Love Doug Day here at the VSW podcast. Now, we would love, obviously, to get an.
And there is a poll out there that has, unfortunately, when you put it up against Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl, didn't do that well. There is, should there be a Love Dug Day on our community poll? There is the answers yes, love me, or no, I take the pledge. And yes, love me is leading so far 68%, with no, I take the pledge 32%. It was at least 2 hours ago with 28 votes. So there could be a holiday coming soon.
I hope so. I really do.
And just I know the to this new ownership, liking Love Dog or liking JT Dunn, what it doesn't mean I hate one of them to all the fans. Doesn't mean that at all. I think it's the whole storyline's pretty funny to me. Just like the whole John Alba stuff in Maine. I get too much of a laugh.
Yep, and I don't know what's going to happen with John Alba per se, as he just is kind of nowhere to be found. All his members are doing something better with themselves. I mean, BRG's busy beating up Channing Thomas, and Mac Daniels is busy winning the Let's Wrestle Championship. So you have them all doing their own thing. And I think it's going to be for the best that kind of. I think they need to break up. But honestly, I hate to say it. I know you like them, but I think for any of them now to be taken seriously, they need to all go their own way. World class Channing Thomas is perfect with Sydney Baca Bella. They're doing things on and beyond, and it's kind of now spreading out to top rope and other places.
And of course,
BRG,
when Sydney,
BRG kind of making a babyface turn in some promotions, super heel and others, capturing NCW gold. He's great, and you got Mac Daniels. I mean, he just won the freaking Let's Wrestle World Championship, and that's big for him, really big. He's gonna be going places. So I mean, cut the shit. Those three together, they're not going anywhere. But singly, they can all do something special in the wrestling world.
absolutely Versace. And the thing is too is that sorry folks for distracting you. I know some of you love JT, some of you love Doug, but I don't like to pick sides in this. For me,
I don't
because I
think you
think
can pick sides. You love them both yourself.
yeah, absolutely, I love the unit, and just like Chase, I think he did a very great job when he ran Chaotic, and he does a great job running the school. So like I just love Chaotic all around, but this whole storyline's so funny to me.
It is. It is a funny storyline. Okay,
Hmm.
it is. But I mean, it's also very serious.
I know.
Very, very serious. But so now, who do you think's gonna pull this off? Like I
I
said, we've gotten way distracted now, all the way to the point again. Who's gonna win this match, Love Tug or Alec Price?
Oh, it's gonna be the prize OG Alec Price gonna pull this off.
Okay, so that's what's gonna happen, and like you said, most likely the unit's just
But
gonna beat the piss out of him afterwards.
Yes, I hate to say it. I think that's going to happen to poor Love Doug.
Baby Love Doug better just stay home then.
Yeah, like he should have, like they won him the first show.
They
And when I,
warned him in Watertown to stay home. They warned him, okay? He didn't listen to the warnings,
he reminds me
and
of certain baboons we deal with.
yeah, they don't listen to the warnings either.
Yep.
We deal with too many fucking people. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely. You ready to move on,
I
Versace?
sure am. I really am. Like I said, this has
So
been
we
a distracting episode. We've been all over the place. I think it's because we haven't really gotten a good VSW podcast in because with all the weather and everything, we missed like a bunch of different shows and we had to watch some on TV and it's not the same when we
it's
watch.
so bad.
It's not the same. It's just not. I mean, we watched Beyond, but I mean they had a horrible stream too with the
Absolutely.
weather, so it wasn't the same thing. It's not going to be the same. But now that we're going to be getting back to live shows soon, I honestly can't wait.
So this next match is going to be a big female match, and it has a big storyline. Could be the biggest chaotic storyline at the moment. You got two women powerhouses, two of the best in New England and around the country. One's a TV renowned superstar, one's breaking barriers and should be signed on a major TV deal. You got North America, sweetheart, former chaotic heavyweight champion Davey Ann taking on Alicia Edwards,
You know,
newly
and
unit
this is
member.
going to be a hell of a match. You know, as we saw the ending of what happened in Watertown. Okay, we saw how Alicia Edwards basically double crossed everybody, joined the unit, nailed Davey Ann with the title belt, and led JT Dunn to become the new Chaotic World Champion. Shocking and upsetting fans alike.
Well, here's the thing: if you saw the TV right before they started the pandemonium match, Shannon Lavangi, Davey Ann and Alicia Edwards were there, and Davey said, called Shannon the future and Alicia the past and her the present. And Alicia didn't take that very well.
No, I mean, would you want to be called the past?
Absolutely not, because she is on Impact Wrestling. She
You know
is,
what? She just because she's a little older, who cares? She can still do everything in the ring. Yes, Lavangi might be the future. I'll give her that. Davey the present? Mm, I don't know. I'm still a Becca fan. I still think out of those two, Becca is the better wrestler. That's my opinion. But you know, well, you know
I'm
how
a
it is.
huge,
You know how
I'm
it
a
is, Wolf.
huge Davey fan,
But
but
you know how
Alicia's,
it is, Wolf. Okay, in this industry, and you can't make statements like that without
yeah.
stepping on people's toes. Um, and that's unfortunately what Davey did here.
And
She
Alicia
kind of
wasn't
stepped on
crazy
Alicia's toes. She said
now.
some, that wasn't, probably the smartest thing to say to her. Especially because, in this case, Alicia Edwards is the bigger kind of draw. I mean, not maybe at Chaotic, I think maybe more people like Davey, but, you know, she's on that national level again. And her husband is loved. Eddie Edwards is loved here in Boston.
And
And
when
they
we
both
saw
were
him
loved.
that
They
limit,
both were loved in Chaotic Wrestling when they were that last there together as a couple.
absolutely, and this surprised a lot of people because if you saw the post credit, Eddie Edwards was supposed to be in Team Chase Del Monte and Breaking Point to take on the unit, but he got jumped by a bunch of unit members at the Sons of Italy parking lot. after the balance of power. So it shocked a lot of people to see Alicia turn, but don't call Alicia the past because she has national TV credibility. She is wrestling on women's promotions, National Shimmer, I believe, Impact.
Really?
Yeah,
So I mean, that's it. I mean that is it right there. And
and she's coming. Both of these ladies are coming off losses. Obviously, lost her chaotic heavyweight championship when JT Dunn inserted herself. She did eliminate Alec Price. She did eliminate Ace Mike Verna. So she did get some victory over the unit members in the Pandemonium match. But JT Dunn's a new owner, and he inserted himself in. And when she was going to retain against JT, they were tag team partners before the pandemic. They were tag team champions for a long time in 2019, and she's got a lot of history with JT Dunn. Now they're bitter enemies. She beat JT Dunn to be the first ever woman to hold the Chaotic Championship at Summer Chaos, an event we had personal issues that we couldn't attend.
oh, I remember. So I mean, this is gonna be a classic
You
matchup.
know what I mean,
This
Versace?
is going to be a classic women's matchup, and I think Davey is going to give a great performance like she did in Limitless Main against Becker. I think it's going to be a technical matchup. She's going to show off her technical skills. It isn't just going to be a grounded pound kind of match. I really believe she's going to, do something.
Absolutely.
And Alicia Edwards, I mean, who knows how this can play? This can go so many ways. Will the unit be around? Will the unit be watching? Will the unit be helping? Will her husband come in and help her? Has he joined the unit too? Maybe they jumped him in to get him in to see if he was tough
Maybe.
enough to make it, like an old game
Shannon
champion.
Levanchi is in the middle of this match, and she's not advertised for Lexington so far. Maybe she tries to help on Davies' behalf.
Maybe,
Thing,
maybe she does, and that's another big possibility. There's so many possibilities to this disabled, but I'm really excited for this. I think this match is since we saw it on the last show. We saw the ending. We knew this match was coming. Davey was not going to let this go. She's not going to let this slide.
no, neither is Alicia, and whoever wins this match will have a big implications in the new ranking system coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
And neither one of these females wants to be 0-2.
No. Who wants to be 0-2?
And these two are way better than that. Way better.
Aren't you 0-2 in KPW?
Ha 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 ha. Oh, who
I'm just
cares?
saying it could be true.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But you know, I personally think Alicia Edwards is gonna teach Davey a lesson. Yeah, Davey's the fan favorite, but come on. She insulted the shit out of her by calling her the past. She knows it. She mistakenly outspoke. Now she has to deal with the wrath.
I think Davey's gonna Davy in and spare her and take the victory because she's got a lot on her back because the unit really upset Davy just as much as Davy upset Alicia. So it's gonna be a very big matchup. I'm very excited for this one. Could steal the show.
Could. It very well could. And it very well might. And I like I said, we both are gonna have to see. We know usually we come together on some kind of consensus. A lot of the time we believe in the same people are gonna win. This this show's gonna be interesting. A lot of us have conflicting views on who's gonna win these matches. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I know this is gonna be one of the matches of the night, though. It's gonna deliver in every single way possible.
Absolutely. Are you ready to move on, Versace?
Sure am.
I believe the next match I'm going to talk about, I believe, is going to be the main event of the evening. And it is going to be for the Chaotic Heavyweight Championship between between Ace Austin of Impact Wrestling versus the current Chaotic President, Chaotic Tag Team Champion, leader of the up and coming New England Indie Wrestling stable, and the savior of professional wrestling, the leader of the unit, the one, JT Dunn.
You know, this is going to be a great match. We've seen Ace Austin wrestle before. Another great superstar. And another great showcase for JT Dunn to prove why he is the best champion. Um,
Absolutely.
you know, he is a fighting champion. He's not a weasel champion.
Yeah.
He's a fighting, defending champion.
Yeah. Absolutely, Versace. It is a fighting champion.
And he's picking some pretty good opponents, in my opinion.
Of course. Very opponent. He had someone step up, and Ace Austin is really talented. He is on Impact Wrestling.
He is.
He
And I
is
feel like,
a
you know, I feel
he
like
is
a
a
lot
card
of
player.
I feel like a lot of Impact guys are coming to Chaotic now.
Absolutely. You have Eddie, you have Alicia, obviously.
You even have you know, former Impact superstar Ace Romero.
Absolutely. And Ace Austin is a former Impact X Division champion. He also wrestled in Major League Wrestling and Hardcore Wrestling's and AAA, the Mexico's biggest promotion. So, and he's only 24.
Wow. This kid is going places.
Absolutely, and he had some amazing title match with Brad Cashew. He's a very big high flyer. He is so much fun, and JT Dunn's amazing as well. He's going places too.
They both are. They both are. You know, I'm very impressed with JT Dunn over the last year. You know, he's always been a great wrestler, but I feel like he's really stepped it up. He's stepped up his game. He's increased his presence. He's increased.
He wasn't really in any pandemic wrestling because he took some time to heal himself.
No, but what I'm saying, when he came back, he just was in a force to be reckoned with. He has come out fighting. He's been all over the place, a lot of different promotions, making a name for himself, you know, and just really, you know, taking on some great opponents and picking up some great victories.
Oh, absolutely. He has won I think every title except for the Panoptic title in Chaotic Wrestling.
Probably.
Like he's kind of like on the modern day I don't know if you should say Mount Rushmore, but four faces of New England with Christian Casanova now in NXT as Carmelo Hayes, Josh Briggs, Anthony Green. He always felt like the odd man out of those four. So
Well, I mean, the same, you know, he's been capturing gold. He's been capturing titles, you know, New England All Stars, Chaotic Wrestling. He's been in Limitless Wrestling doing some damage. You know, he's got this unit, probably the hottest stable across New England. You got
so
just a tremendous showing, and he's doing a great job. I really can't honestly complain about JT Dunn.
I
This
know
is going to be a
people love
very
him
high
or
profile match, I think, you know, and I think he's been picking these high profile opponents to show that he can. And he is, you know, that he can
say what you
take the
want
pressure.
about JT Dunn. He is trying to give people opportunities in his mind. Like you don't see him booking 5-on-1 matches for Love Duck. He could easily be doing that.
He could. He could be doing that for Love Dog. He could have gotten rid of Chase. He could have made it so Rich never comes back. You know, there's a lot of things that he could have did that he hasn't, and you know, people should just be grateful
He could
because
have made someone take the pledge on live TV or
you know,
lose their job.
he honestly, there's worse bosses than JT Dunn. In my opinion, I think JT Dunn is going to be successful in his title defense. I don't think he's going to be losing this thing anytime soon. Ace Austin will give him a run for his money, but he ain't going to take that strap off him.
Especially when you got a stable of the unit has a lot of talented people, such as MMA fighter Danny Miles, a legend manager of Trigger the OG. You also got a AC baby Ace Romero and soon to be Hollywood star Mike Verna, the Man of Steel.
Exactly.
He's also
So,
going to be in a Super Bowl commercial.
who, Mike Verna?
Yeah,
Love Mike Verna.
absolutely. A lot of chaotic fans used to feel the same way you do till he took the pledge.
I like him even more now that he took the pledge.
Me too.
But, you know, this is going to be a great show. Chaotic has been delivering. They delivered all last year in 21. I think they're going to continue to do so here in 2022.
Who do you think's going to win the heavyweight title? I think JT Dunn
That's what
easily.
I said. I think
Death
JT
by
Dunn.
elbow for real.
I think JT Dunn is gonna, you know, he's gonna. He's not letting that title go anytime soon. Like I said. And you know that
Yep.
this is like I said though, it's gonna be a 5-star matchup here, and this is gonna be a 5-star show probably. It's gonna be a great show.
It's going to have cliffhangers, I bet, to get people excited for Cold Fury. And
Well,
they got 2 other shows to sell tickets for. And
well, here's
turning
the
the
thing: you still got the Tewksbury show coming up, and then you're gonna have the back to New Hampshire, which is now gonna be different, and it looks like it's gonna have even more wrestling. So I mean, you're gonna have tons of different. Chaotic's gonna be fully stacked by the time Cold Fury comes.
And the thing is, Versace, you got the return of Biff Busick coming, formerly known as Oni Larkin, the man in all caps, the man who's very hyper and a badass,
Just
coming
had
in
a
at
killer
Tewksbury.
match with Slade on day 91 in Beyond Wrestling. And yes, he will be in Tewksbury. And that's going to be one hell of a show as well. So we have to make sure to get out to that one as well. Now, you wanted to talk a little bit about the Forbidden Door of AEW.
Absolutely, but I think it's time we should wrap this up, take a little break, and then go right into it.
Sounds good. We'll close this one out and start a new one.
I cannot wait to see you guys in Lexington. It is going to be exciting. We got the Super Bowl this weekend. You got even WWR Galentine's Day in the White Eagle if people want to see wrestling before the big game. We're also going to have our Wolfcast tomorrow. And Thursday, we'll do a first ever National Super Bowl preview, first ever non Boston sports preview. So tune in, guys. Tune in, catch up on our new shorts. We'll be posting daily. And,
And all the
and
other
let's
great
get
stuff.
charged up.
Hell yes, brother. Thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back shortly talking AEW wrestling. But until